You're going to learn how to work out the notes of any chord symbol in music right now. Let's start with the most basic chord of all. It's a simple major chord, or a simple major triad as it's called. What is a major triad? Well, the currency of chord symbols is the major scale. If you understand all your major scales, it's very easy to work out the chord symbols based on the scale degree, which is in the second column, 1, 3, 5. So if you play the first, the third, and the fifth notes of a major scale together, you get a triad, you get a simple major chord. Now, there's another way of working out the notes of the chords. If you don't know your major scales, you just start on the note itself, which is C in this example. You go up 4 half steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now you've got your major chord. So the two methods of doing it, based on a major scale or based on the number of semitones between each note. Method where you calculate it using semitones, you can do from any note in the keyboard. Here is a C sharp, okay? We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and there's your major chord. Hey presto. A minor triad uses the root, the flattened third, and the fifth. Now remember, that means you take the third note of the major scale that starts on the chord root and you flatten it one semitone. So normally, if we're playing a C chord, you get your major scale, 1, 2, 3, that's an E, you'd flatten it this time to an E flat. Then you go 4, 5, there's your minor chord. It's the first, the root, the flattened third, and the fifth of compared to the major scale starting on that note. Now, the sort of cheat method, if you like, is you take the root and you go up 3 this time, and then 4 from there. So that's how you get a minor chord, the notes of a minor chord. The way that you notate this is with a small m, or a dash, or just the words min. All those things mean minor. Now, in the absence of anything, that's what a major chord is. So if you just have an F, it's an F major. That's the assumption. You don't need to write F major. If it's a minor chord, you have to specify that it's minor because we assume that every chord is major. Very important. Go and get your free PDF crib sheet using the link you can see there, and the link is also in the description. You can print off this PDF cheat sheet for learning the notes of any chord and keep it up on the wall of your practice room. The next triad is called a suspended triad, or a suspended fourth, or Sus4 for short. Now, in this example, where you take the first note of the major scale, starting on the root of the chord, the fourth note, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth note. There it is. And it's that kind of unfinished, it's the unfinished sound that wants to go down to there. In terms of the semitones, you've got the root, you go up 5 this time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2. There's your Sus4. Chord symbol for that is, you're right, Sus4, suspended fourth, or just C sus. We've got a couple of weirdos next. The first weird triad is the diminished triad, which would be the first note of the major scale, the flattened third, and the flattened fifth. You get that spooky kind of demented sound. In this case, you go up 3 semitones from the root each time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That is a diminished triad. You can write a diminished triad with a circle, or you can just write dim, which is short for diminished. The final type of weirdo triad is called an augmented triad. It's like a normal major chord, but you sharpen the fifth note this time. It's got that weird sound to it. It's called an augmented triad. The chord symbol will be a plus, or it'll just say sharp 5. So in semitones, it would be from the root, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see with an augmented triad, there's 4 half steps each time, and with a diminished triad, there's 3 half steps each time. So that covers all the triads. Let's move on to all the chords with sevenths now. The simplest chord with a 7 is called a major 7 chord. You notate it with a triangle, or you can write Maj 7. Occasionally you see a capital M and then a 7. That's kind of confusing because it can be confused with minor chords. And you take the first note, the third note, the fifth note, just like a major triad, and you add the 7th note of the major scale. That gives you a major 7 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the intervals are the same as a major triad, but from the fifth you go up 1, 2, 3, 4 notes to get the major 7. This is the thing that people get confused more than anything else in music and in chord symbols, and that is the difference between a 7 chord and a major 7 chord. Do not get confused between a major 7 chord and a 7 chord. They're completely different types of chord. A 7 chord is really an abbreviation for dominant 7, and what that means is you take a major triad and you add the flattened 7th compared to the major scale starting from that root. So you go from the 5th, except this time you go up 3 semitones, not 4. So there is C major 7, and there is C7. C7, it's short for C dominant 7, and the chord symbol is just simply a 7. No maj, no triangle. That's the big difference. C7, C major 7. You cannot confuse those two chord types. They are completely different types of chord, and they do completely different things. Flatten one more note, the 3rd, and now you get a minor 7 chord, which is a minor triad, like the example above, and you add the flattened 7th. So this time you got 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7. From the root you go up 3 and 4, which gives you a minor triad, then another 3. So that is called a minor 7 chord. It's got a minor triad with a flattened 7th on the top. If you take a minor 7 chord and you flatten the 5th, you get, guess what, a C minor 7 flat 5. Now another name for this chord is a half-diminished chord. You've got a diminished triad, and then you add the flattened 7th. You go up 3 from the root, and then 3, and then this time you go up 4. And that's how you get your half-diminished chord. You can call it half-diminished, you can call it minor 7 flat 5. Both are interchangeable. The chord symbol is either just C minor 7 with a flat 5, or you can have this circle with a diagonal line through it. That means half-diminished, aka minor 7 flat 5, or you could have the slashed circle with a 7 after it. Let's now move on to some of the more unusual ones. So we've had a major triad with a major 7, that gives you a major 7 chord. We've had a minor triad with a flattened 7, that gives you a minor 7 chord. But what if you have a minor triad with a major 7? Well, that is called a minor major chord, a minor major. Different chord symbols for this. You can have the M for the minor with a triangle. You can have the slash for the minor with a triangle, or you can have the minor symbol of your choice with a natural 7. And you basically make this chord quite easy. You've got a minor triad and then the 7th note of the major scale starting from that root. You go up 3 from the root and then 4 and then another 4 to get that minor major sound. Okay, now we've got a fully diminished 7th, which is a diminished triad with, you might call it a double flattened 7th. It just means to make a diminished chord, you go up 3 half steps from the root and keep going, and you get that spooky sound. That's a fully diminished chord. It'll be a circle with a 7, or you just write dim 7. It's basically the root, the flattened 3rd, flattened 5th, and the double flattened 7, or the 6th, you can just call it the 6th, of the major scale starting from that root. 2 more to go. The next one is a 6 chord, which is more common in old-fashioned music. Not so common in everyday modern music, but it's quite simple. You take your major triad, and instead of adding a 7th, you add the 6, and it gives that kind of old-fashioned type sound. It's a nice sound, the 6 chord. As you'd expect, you've got the 1, 3, 5, and 6th notes of the major scale starting from that root, or you go up 4, 3, and 2. That gives you a 6 chord. The chord symbol is just a 6. And finally, you have a minor version of that 6 chord. It's a minor triad, and you add the 6. And again, it's a slightly more unusual sound. It's going to be 1, flat 3, 5, and 6. You got 3 semitones, 4 semitones, and then 2 semitones. The chord symbol is a minor, just like a minor 7 chord, except with a 6 at the end instead of a 7. Right, now if you want to get all this stuff, remember to get the free PDF. The link is there, right down there, and the link is in the description. That's my gift to you, is your free cheat sheet. We're going to move on to extensions now, but let me round off by just playing them all with a C root. There's C major, C minor, C sus4, C diminished, C augmented, C major 7, C7, do not confuse them, C minor 7, C minor 7 flat 5, C minor major 7, C diminished 7, C6, and C minor 6. That's going to cover virtually every chord symbol you'll ever see. Let's now talk about extensions. So far, we've mainly covered the 1st, 3rd, and 5th notes of the scale and the 7th. I know there's a couple of little variations in them, but you can keep going. So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we call the 2nd note of the scale at the top the 9th, 10, 11, 12, 13, okay? They are called the extensions. The 9 is the same as the 2nd degree, and you can have a natural, flattened, or sharpened 9 in your chord. These are like flavors, seasonings. The 11 is the same as the 4th, and that can only really be natural, or you can sometimes have a sharp 11. And the 13 is the same as the 6th, and that can be natural or flattened. Now, it can't be sharpened because a sharp 13 is the same as a flattened 7th, so that's no use to us. Now, these notes are kind of like the flavorings which are going to bring some real spice to your chords. So the big question about extensions is 9, 11, 13. Why do we say 9 instead of 2? Why can't you just say C7 sharp 2? Here's a C7. If you added a sharp 2, it would be up there. Well, the implication is that these colourful notes kind of float at the top of the chord, almost like an extension, an upward extension of the chord. That's why we call them extensions, and that's why we call them 9, 11, 13, to imply that they sit higher than the main chord. But in reality, you know, you can have them in the middle of the chord. But instead of saying C7 sharp 2, we say C7 sharp 9. Instead of saying C7 with a 9 with a 2 and a sharpened 4, we say 9 sharp 11. That's how it works. You just have to get used to it. So that's it. That's how you work out the notes of any chord. And just to finish, if you see a slash and then a note underneath it, that just means that the chord is over a different bass note. That's mainly for the benefit of bass players. You don't need to worry too much about it. So print off your PDF and start working out the notes of chords. I hope it's been really useful to you. If you like what I do, you can go and grab my free Saxophone Success Masterclass using the link you can see there. Or if you want more access to me, go and join my Inner Circle membership. There's a free 7-day trial and a bunch of other cool content. That's where I live every day if you like what I do. I'm going to see you next week. We're going to sax up your Sunday as usual. Until then, make sure that you practice hard, practice smart, and enjoy your music. Oh, for f***'s sake. Augmented Triad. Okay. I'm going to have to hack this.